Okay, everyone, and welcome back. This is part 2 of the TW 1000 Hallicrafters. I left off, I was going to be taking it out of the case, which I've done. But before I get started on where I'm at this point, I just want to let everybody know that this isn't going to be a video on how to restuff caps, how to change caps, how to test them, because first of all, these capacitors that are in here are 70 years old. They may be working now, but I don't want to have to go back into this set again. So I will replace, they call it shotgunning, taking out all the caps and replacing them. Now, I do have a cap tester up here, which I can test for leakage, okay? And I can also, with that, I can also test the capacity on there. But like I said, these caps are old. They may be working now, but for how long, I don't know. It's easier to just replace them while you're in there. A couple different ways of doing it, but I will not go into how to replace a cap. I may say these caps need to be replaced, and then the next time I come on, they'll be done. There's a lot of videos out there. I'm not Shango 66. I don't resurrect the radio. I work on restoring it to the best condition that it can possibly be in and working for a long time. It's not just a resurrection, it's a restoration. So let's get started. And I apologize, but for me to do this, I'm going to need to handhold. So as you can see, the case up here is pretty dirty and crusty. Even inside, all this is going to have to be removed and cleaned. Stand by for a minute while I swing this around. Okay, so here we go. Here's the back. As you remember from the front, I may have, the first video, I may have said that the band control wasn't working. Well, actually the band control is working. The problem is, you can see here, there's a broken dial cord. And what this dial cord does is it moves this plate back and forth, and this plate has little markings on it as to what band you're going to be on. So that's going to have to be restored. In order to do that, I'm going to have to take this front panel off down below. There's a couple screws, one on each side, two on each side. And once I get those off, hopefully that'll come out. I'll disconnect the speaker. I don't want to leave that connected. All right. The radio itself looks like it's in pretty good condition. There's a 4-section electrolytic cap. Now, I'm not going to restuff it. Actually, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I do have a Adaptacap where I may replace the base with this and have my caps on that. And it's a very neat operation when you do that. I did cut off the cord. It was a crusty old cord. I said I was going to do that, which I did. And let me pause this for a minute. You can see the cabinet's cadmium. Everything is powdering up on here, so it's really not good to be touching that. All needs to be cleaned off. I'm going to pause this, flip the radio up, and see where we're at under the chassis. Stand by. Okay, so we're back looking at the underside of the radio. A little bit more light in here. You can see this is the turret tuner, which is going to have some cleaning done on all of these contacts. Are all going to have to be cleaned, as well as the brush that it rubs up against. The caps, every cap in here is going to be replaced. The people refer to these as the bumblebee caps. They're basically all paper caps. They're all going to be changed. Not going to leave them. Hopefully the cup plate that's here, I see 1, 2. Hopefully they're okay, and I'm not going to have to rebuild those. We have a power resistor here. I believe this is the 10 watt that's in here. 10 watt at, I forget what the ohms is on it. Anyway, It's off the power. I don't know if you could see it, but here and on this other end, it's already corroded in green. It's only a matter of time before that opens up. It's a wire wound and then encased in what looks like sand. I guess somebody will correct me. Selenium rectifier. I'm going to remove that. I do that on the Oceanics that I've done. Just as a matter of practice, they do degrade over time. When that happens, your voltage drops. It has a bigger voltage drop than it does now, and you may not get the proper voltage to the radio. So this will be replaced with a silicone diode, power diode. I'll put a terminal strip in place of this and just wire it in with that. I believe this is an across the line cap. I'll use a proper across the line cap for here so that should something happen, it's got the right one in it. We don't want this shorting across the line. Now this is not a hot chassis set. It has a B- loop in here as well as a B+, meaning plus and minus, nothing is attached to the chassis. Okay. I also notice up here, I don't know if you can see it, but this resistor is actually broken. So that'll be replaced. That's on the terminal board. That's on a board for the tone controls. That's easy to replace. That'll be gone. Replace that. And again, it looks like a virgin set that nothing's ever been changed on it. Although the screws that hold here, here, and here hold it in were missing. So I'm assuming somebody took it out of the case because a couple of the other nuts were loose. I don't see any work that was done. They probably opened it up. That dial cord probably broke. They opened it up and they said, not going to touch it. If you've ever had to rewrap a dial cord, you'll know why. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it. I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I am going to try powering it up. It doesn't look like anybody has touched anything, made any changes. Looks like everything is okay. I'm looking for solder joints that could be a sign of somebody tampering with it, other than this broken resistor, which isn't going to really affect anything. It's in the tone circuit. I'm going to give it a shot, see if it plays. So stand by. I will be back. Okay, and I'm back. You can see I did cut the cord off, but I put a cheater cord on. I will apply power. In the beginning, first video, I said I was going to put it on a dim bulb and a variac, but I do have a PR57, which I will turn the voltage up on slowly. Turn it down for now. We'll turn it on. It's on output. I'm going to put it on current, and I can see if there's any excessive current draw as I start bringing it up. It's interesting. Do I have the power on? Power switch is on. Check my output voltage. I want to be right up around that red, which is 117. And there's no excessive current draw, so okay, I don't see any tubes, but then again, these are 1-volt filaments. Let me okay, well, I can see where things are hanging up here. Well, I'm sorry about this, guys. When I get this cord out, it's hard because this cord is getting into everything. It's the broken one. Okay. So let's go to, let's see. Oh, well, okay, so I have an idea. Radio needs an antenna. Okay, now what I did was I hooked up the Skyrider antenna. Makes sense, got to have an antenna.
That would bring almost 2 million illegal
and that
immigrants
looks like
into
I'm in
this
the
country
New York
and make them
metropolitan
legal,
area, so this is WABC. It does have some reception, so the radio isn't completely dead, which is a good thing.
but somebody ought to just...
illustrate the shortcomings.
All right, sorry about the filming, guys. This is not what I wanted to do.
Mortgage and facing for law offices has helped thousands of your neighbors lower their monthly.
All right, so we do have some reception. Okay, let's go back down to where I know there's a station.
This country can't stand hardly
Okay.
6 more months of what we've got
Definitely,
going on in that
the
White
turret
House.
tuner
much
back
less
here
4
is
more years.
excessively dirty.
Meanwhile,
Okay, so let me, I'm going to pause again.
Good reason.
Hopefully you guys aren't seasick from my jumping around here. Let me pause this and I'll be right back. I'm going to take off this front panel and see what we have down here. Okay, so I had to take this off, the front bezel off. I'm trying to get this off, this piece here. It appears that there's a screw or something back here that I can't get to. You can see how dirty it is. I'm going to have to take off a few screws here, here, and here. God, it's dirty. 70 years of dirt accumulation. And see what I can do once that happens. I'll be back once I get this off. Okay, and I'm back. Well, here's the indicators. This is the plate that's not moving back and forth. You could see this dial cord goes around there. It comes down into here. I'm going to have to check the manual, the service manual, to see how this goes. And it comes up to here. You can see all this white is on here. It's all corrosion. It's all got to be cleaned off. Otherwise, this is not going to travel very smoothly, like it's not. So that's going to be, all this got to be all cleaned down before I can move forward. I want to get this dial, this cord back on down in here. It was not fun taking that off, but anyway, had to be done. Alrighty, that's going to be it for today. I am going to give you a quick tour of the shop. I got a nice tech scope over here and a Heathkit sweep signal generator. I have a line monitor for line voltage, signal generator, audio generator, signal tracer, AM, FM, power supply, radio analyst. Thing weighs a ton, but it gets used quite a bit. Alrighty, I've got my parts, got other radios up in the back here, a transoceanic and a RCA radio that needs to be fixed, my capacitor tester, tube tester, AC voltmeter. Yes, back in this case here is my CRT tester. All right, now I'm gonna swing around here real slow. I got shelves of stuff, but I want to acknowledge Scoutcrafter. Scoutcrafter does a lot with tools, tool restoration, a lot of stuff. And until I started watching Scoutcrafter's tools restorations, I never really used to take care of all my tools all that well. And I used to have them all over the place. But now my tools are more organized. Some of these tools, including this one here, I've had since trade school. A few of these here I've had since trade school. Electronics technology. But again, tools that I've restored are some perfect handle screwdrivers that were my father-in-law's. I have a cleaver from my father-in-law's butcher shop, a back saw that was probably made in the early 1900s, as well as this keyhole saw that was I believe it was 1890s that was made. I did a little research on these old tools. I've got some push drills, push screwdrivers that I like. I get a kick out of using them, and I do use them. And again, I've started taking care of better of my tools because of Scoutcrafter and what he does. I've actually acquired a belt sander to help me out, a buffer, and I want to thank him for that. My tools are not over the top, but they're cleaned up user tools. So again, Scoutcrafter, thanks a lot for that. And I'll just swing around. I keep all of my organization up here. And another thing I got from Scoutcrafter is start using the rafters. Clamps and saws and anything else I can hang. I've got all of my sandpapers all laid out so I know exactly where they are. Again, I've got another little shelf up there I put things on. My soldering stations, all my other tools, and we're right back to here. So take care, guys. This is an 18-minute video or thereabouts. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. And as I'm doing some work, I'll start doing some more videos with this. Take care.